knows that Mark and I love coming here and love being with you. This year, we're going to include in our conversation a gentleman by the name of Jonathan Deckelhen. Jonathan, if you can come out and join us, please. Jonathan's son, Sagi, is a hostage in Gaza. He is one of the 6 American Israelis being held at the hands of the terrorist organization Hamas. Jonathan, thank you. We're going to visit with Jonathan, and he's going to share with us what is something I don't think any of us has ever had to relate to. So let's jump in because we don't have a lot of time. You moved to Israel when you were 18, I believe. Tell us what made you move to Israel and then a little bit about your family.
Well, I grew up in Connecticut, not terribly far from here, in a small town. And a small town that had a small Jewish community, but very together community, made up in great part of Holocaust survivors, and my parents both were Holocaust survivors. And very Zionistic community, and in fact, a fairly good number of sons of Bloomfield, Connecticut, wound up moving to Israel in their youth and staying and helping to build the country. And I also fell in love very quickly with this idea of a kibbutz, a cooperative farm, and that is really a very tight community, but also in using the terms that our founding father, David Ben-Gurion, used, made the desert bloom. And so by 1981-82, I was already in Israel, and very quickly got drafted into the Army and served for many years. I served in reserve duty until fairly recently, actually. And by 1985, having lived on a kibbutz for several years, met my woman who was going to be my wife, and started having kids. And so I've raised 4 now adult children on a kibbutz. And fortunately for me, 2 of those grown kids, after they got married, decided to come back and live on our kibbutz, kibbutz near Oz, which is on the border of Gaza, about a mile. My home was approximately a mile from the border fence of Gaza, right in front of Khan Yunis, which, as we know from the news, is a real anchor of the Hamas terrorist organization. Along the way, my day job for many, many years was working on the farm as the director or the head of our agricultural machinery department. A kibbutz, if nothing else, is a hyper-productive agricultural farm that, as I said, made the desert bloom. We kind of invented irrigation in many respects. And so until October 7th was really an idyllic existence. I was tight with this extended family, about 400, a little over 400 people lived on the kibbutz, from infants all the way up to senior citizens, and supporting one another. In a way, realizing the Zionist dream of both defending borders, which we most certainly did, and also serving as part of the breadbasket of Israel. And along the way, I had other horizons, but still, while being a member of the kibbutz, went off to professional academics. And today I'm a professor of history at the Hebrew University of Jerusalem.
That's nice. And I remember when we spoke, you described the kibbutz as a paradise, a registered botanical garden, if you will. October 7th changed that. Walk everybody here through what happened on that day. You actually happened to be in the States for a wedding in Baltimore, which is not that far from where we are sitting. Tell us about that day.
Well, October 7th, in fact, yes, I was on my way with my wife to a wedding in Baltimore, heading towards an academic conference the next day. And we were woken up very early by a friend of ours in Rhode Island who had seen the news that in our region of Israel, along the border with Gaza, and there was chaos was breaking out, and she asked us what was going on. I, of course, had no idea, and immediately looked at our internal kibbutz communication system, which is on our cell phones, hyper modern, and saw that, in fact, people were crying out for help. And that would have been around 12:30 in the morning, 12:30 in the afternoon, Israel time. I'm also a member of the kibbutz security team, first responder team. And so I was also seeing the communication between our civilian first responders, and it quickly seemed that as of 9:30 in the morning, they weren't responding anymore. I called home, my son Sagi's home. I was unable to get into contact with either him or his wife. His wife at that moment, 7 months pregnant with 2 little girls. I was able to get in contact with his son-in-law, one of my daughter's husband, who at that very moment was exchanging fire with Hamas terrorists in and around their home, sheltering in our attached bomb shelters with their 2 young boys and 3 guests who happened to be there, and my ex-wife, the mother of my kids, who was one of the 2 women from the kibbutz who were able to escape captivity on that day, and somehow heroically was able to crawl her way back through our fields to get to the family. And she was bleeding out at the time, but they were able to save her and eventually, today she's fine, thank goodness.
Thank God.
And her story is quite incredible, because as I understand, he was being taken off to Gaza, an IDF helicopter. Am I right? Was
a group of about 10 people were being taken away by Hamas terrorists, women and children, on a stolen kibbutz tractor with a wagon, and they had been followed while driving. Again, this is a mile, no more than a mile. They had been driving through one of the roads going towards Gaza, and an Israeli Apache helicopter fired on them, killed the terrorists, but everyone else was thrown off the wagon. A dear friend of ours was killed, friendly fire, at that moment. My ex-wife played dead, actually, and the rest of the hostages were taken. All of them had been released since, with the women and children that were released in late November, early December. But she, heroically, somehow or another, while playing dead, intermittently was able to crawl her way back.
right. So walk us through. Sagi was out there that morning, and what did he see? And tell us since then what's happened.
Yes, Sagi is one of my 2 sons. And Sagi woke up early that morning, as he usually did on Saturdays and holidays, to go work on one of his pet projects, which is to refurbish old buses into usable objects. And he grew up alongside of me at the machine shop. He's very good at his hands. And he went off to our metal shop to refurbish 4 buses to become mobile classrooms, STEM classrooms. And he immediately saw at 6:30 in the morning a group of terrorists, well-armed, well-trained, moving through the kibbutz. He and some other people who were up early put out the alarm to everyone to shelter in place and for the security team to come out. Over the course of the next 2 hours, what they realized it was not just one group of terrorists. It was around 200 heavily armed, what they call themselves Nukhba commandos, Hamas commandos, accompanied by several hundred civilian looters. Some of them armed, most of them not. Everything from grannies to little children. For 2 hours or so, our brave young and not so young men did what they could to defend the kibbutz. They were overwhelmed by about 8:30. All the time waiting for our army, the IDF, to arrive, which never did. It's a question that will have to be answered later on, why they weren't there. At around 8:30, Sagi went back to his home to ensure that his wife, Avital, and the 2 girls were safely inside of the bomb shelter, locked in. He then exited again and continued engaging with terrorists in and around his home. His whole home was shot up, full of grenade shrapnel. Miraculously, his wife and daughters survived. He was taken at around 9:30 in the morning on October 7th, and has not been heard from since. We have some testimony of people who, of the 100 hostages that were released in late November, about 40 of them were from my kibbutz, women and children. Some of them saw him and other people from the kibbutz in the tunnels under Khan Yunis. So we know that as of late November, he was alive, but we also know that 40 of our community were murdered on October 7th, and a total of 80 taken captive. So that is the state of affairs as of now. On that same day, our homes were destroyed. Those several hundred looters that I told you about, they stole everything from my grandkid's tricycle, up to our largest farming tractors. Whatever they couldn't take with them, they burned. And so this paradise in the desert that I lived on for the better part of 40 years and grew kids that I invested my life there, it no longer exists, really. And at some point, maybe rebuilt. It's questionable whether anyone will actually want to return.
It's a horrific experience, and Avital has since given birth to a very healthy baby girl. I actually saw a video of her in the hospital giving birth. It was most difficult. It was at the same time the joy of life, and yet her own husband is not there to share this with her. We know that this is so difficult for you, and I have no doubt, Mark and I pray every day for the release of the hostages, and everybody in this room shares in that prayer with you. In a moment, I'm going to ask Cpac to put up on the screen a website that everyone should take note of and go to, because each and every one of us in this room does have a role to play. We can be ambassadors for these 136, Sagi, plus the others, and you can see photos up there now of some, well, there's Sagi right there. Go to the website. It gives you tools on how to reach out to your members of Congress. You have to keep the thought and prayers of these people. Mark and I and others are wearing these dog tags, if you will, that say bring them home. We encourage you also to go to the website and buy these. All the proceeds go to the families. They need our support. And what it does is it raises awareness, because people will ask you, what is it you're wearing? Gives you the opportunity to speak, where these young men and women, and not so young men and women, cannot have a voice. Tell us in the last couple of minutes that you're with us here, how, in your head, these people can be ambassadors.
Well, of course, it's a great suggestion to have people go to that website, and there are many options. I feel blessed by being here and feeling the partnership from your community to ours. But even within partnerships, sometimes friends have to say unpleasant things to other friends. And it's become, sadly, difficult for most of the hostage families as of late. That seems as if our own government, the Israeli government, isn't prioritizing the lives of the hostages as it should within its general war effort. I've lived on the border with Gaza since 1982. And lived through rocket attacks, mortar attacks, sniper fire, anti-tank fire, you name it. No one needs to explain to me or any of the other people from our communities how much Hamas needs to be destroyed. That's agreed. But if I could ask for your partnership in this, to reach out to your Israeli partners, to emphasize to them that there cannot be a victory for any of us over Hamas without getting these 136, we hope, Israeli hostages home alive. And that means that as much action needs to be had to get them home alive as needs to happen for the destruction of Hamas. Both things have to happen.
Thank you. We really appreciate you being here. Technical difficulties. The website is Bring Them Home. Please go to it.
Bring them home. Bring them home. I'm assuming .com. BringThemHome.com. I will try. God bless them.
That's extremely humbling and difficult.
Imagine having your son kidnapped by these barbarians, and yet coming here to talk about it, trying to explain it. It's a remarkable person that can do that.
Amen.
I'd like to say a couple things. First of all, to our media. You're doing a lot of damage to these people. You used to do the propaganda for the Hamas. Hamas Nazi terrorists. You give them hope. They quote you, CNN. They quote you, New York Times. They quote the River to the Sea crowd.
That's right.
We hear them quoting because there are English interpreters telling us what the Hamas leaders are saying. We're giving aid and comfort to a bloodlust ideology. We just as soon burn our country down as burn their country down. This is an ideology. This is a fundamentalist Islamist ideology. Under their fundamentalist Islamist ideology, anybody who doesn't agree with them must be slaughtered, including Muslims, by the way. We're slaughtering each other as I speak. That's number one.
I'm Christian.
Number two, the Jewish ancestral home is there, and the Christian ancestral home is there. Jesus was born there. Jesus was murdered there. The church sepulchre is there. Bethlehem is there, now majority controlled by the Palestinians. Hebron is there, where Abraham's buried, the patriarchs, most of the matriarchs. The Palestinian says it's all theirs. That's what River to the Sea means. But I believe in River to the Sea. I believe River in the Sea shouldn't have one damn Hamas survivor, period. Not one. But I want to move to America. We're not here, media, to burn down our country. We're not here, media, to end democracy. You're doing a pretty damn good job of that.
Amen.
We are here to defend our country, to preserve our Constitution, and preserve our liberty.
Amen.
That's what we conservatives do.
USA! USA!
Let's talk about dictatorships. When is the last time Joe Biden ever spoke positively of the Constitution of the United States?
Never.
When is the last time you could actually cite the Declaration of Independence?
Never.
When's the last time a liberal ever talked about individual liberty, or property rights, or God-given rights? They're all there in the Declaration of Independence.
Amen.
They never talk about it.
Amen.
Because they don't believe in it, that's why.
Amen.
This is a battle between good and evil.
That's
Good and
right.
evil. We're good, they're evil.
We're on the right side with God.
We want to preserve our culture, the American culture, which combines all cultures into an American culture, because it's the greatest culture on the face of the earth. Americans aren't swarming into other countries. People in other countries are swarming into America. Don't you get it? It's because America is the greatest country on the face of the earth. The greatest culture on the face of the earth. No matter what you call us, your damnable lies, mouthpieces for the Democrat Party, mouthpieces for Hamas, you're not going to change a damn one of us.
Amen.
Not one of us. We are not going to give up. Our ancestors fought for this country. My ancestors fought for this country. We talk about World War II. We talk about Europe. My ancestors shed blood in Europe. My ancestors shed blood all through Iwo Jima, Guadalcanal, Guam. I don't need lectures from some candy ass at CNN about how we defend our country.
Yes! Say it like it is, yeah.
Isolationist. Why? Because the enemy's not an isolationist. We're not pacifists. Why? Because we're not stupid. That's
Amen.
why. We lived through World War II. We were attacked when we were isolationists and pacifists. And it cost us 450,000 American lives.
Amen.
World War II. And it cost other people millions of lives.
That's right.
We're not funding our military. Instead, we're funding something called climate change, socialism. We're not supporting our cops. Instead, we're funding illegal aliens.
Yeah.
We're not securing the border.
Insane.
Instead, we're allowing anybody to flow into this country who's not been vetted, and of course the enemy's going to send in spies and terrorists.
Right.
We now have new gangs we never heard of before. That's not on us.
Amen.
That's on you, Democrats.
Amen.
That's on your party, and that's on
That's
your
right.
ideology.
That's right.
That's right.
They love to talk about a free press. I wish we had one.
Amen.
Free press. That Constitution you hate, that First Amendment, that's what secures your damn ass.
That's
and you
right.
hate the Constitution
They
and the
hate
men
what
who
gives them
wrote
free
it?
speech.
How dare you?
Amen.
Everything
right.
we have in this country, everything we have in this country is a result of the Revolutionary War. It's a result of the Constitutional Convention. It's a result of the Civil War. We've had our problems. We have fought through our problems. Blood, sweat, the biggest battle where we had the most casualties was the Civil War to end slavery. No other nation on the face of the earth had a civil war to end slavery. We did that. And we're not going to be fooled. That little state of Israel, those people want to live. They want to be free. They want to be left alone. God put those people there, 5,000 people. There were no Palestinians. In fact, the word Palestinian media was invented in 1965 by Arafat.
That's right.
The Jews used to be called the Palestinians. Palestinians of Palestine. Now all of a sudden, they're the Palestinians, they're Arabs. That's what they are, that's okay, but they're Arabs. And they had a homeland. It was called Jordan. Jordan. You want a second state? There it is. It's called Jordan. That king has the nerve to come into our country, stand next to our imbecile. That's right, he's an imbecile.
Yep.
Stand next to him.
Woo!
Well, look, it's official now. Does the prosecutor say he's an imbecile?
Yep.
Did the attorney general want the prosecutor? Yeah. I'm supposed to ignore it in so many words. Okay, he's an imbecile. I got it. Fine. All right, so.
But he
we
should
don't know
definitely
yet.
still run the country.
He's dangerous.
Amen.
He's
We the
issuing
people run the
executive
country.
orders against the Jewish indigenous peoples in Judea and Samaria. Since when does a president issue executive orders that extend outside of our country and are specifically targeting people like Jews?
Yep.
What kind of a person does something like that? Or he's
Evil.
telling them they must have a second two-state solution.
You know who does that? An anti-Semite does that.
That's right.
What's with this two-state solution? Oh, yes. You have to give up your home. You have to give up a little town called Shiloh. You ever heard of Shiloh? That's really where Judaism began. Before the city of David and before Jerusalem.
First capital.
First half, all the tribes came together. That's where they came together. Biden says, I don't care, give it to Palestine. I don't care, give Judea and Samaria to the Palestinians. The peaceful Palestine. Where is the leader of the peaceful Palestinians? Will he please present himself so I can interview him?
Right.
I can tell you. His name is Abbas, and he is paying terrorists to kill Israelis under a program called Pay to Slay. And I can also tell you that America First Legal has sued the Biden administration for violating the Taylor Force Act.
Yeah.
Taylor Force was an American citizen, a veteran, a West Point graduate. The peaceful Abbas Palestinians murdered him. Donald Trump said, that is enough of that. He cut off funding to the PLO. He cut off funding to UNRWA that works with Hamas. He cut off Iran and put his foot on their throat. He cut them all off. Iran was on its back. Hamas was starving to death. The PLO was in its little cage. And then comes Biden, the arsenal. Lights up the whole damn Middle East. Sends our troops there for sitting ducks. I don't even know why they're there right now. Iran, through its proxies, murdered 3 of our citizens. And what's his response? Does he hit Iran? No. What did Reagan do when they hit one of our freighters? He destroyed half their Navy. What did Trump do when he said that's enough? He took out Soleimani. What does Biden do? He wants to take out Bibi Netanyahu. He's attacking the Israelis. This is serious. And I understand this gentleman here. Nobody's suffering like him. And he raises good questions about how this happened. And they need to pursue it, and they need to figure it out.
That's right.
And I don't blame him. If that was my son, I'd move heaven and earth. Because these people are not just kidnappers. They're torturers.
Yes.
They're sadistic. They're rapists. And I'll just say one last thing. There was a report put out last week. I couldn't even read it. About what was done to these people at that festival. The devil himself didn't come up with ideas like this. Women were murdered with weapons up their genital, up their anus. They were shot. Their breasts were cut off and they were playing catch with them. They were mass raping these young girls, murdering them while they were raping them. So I would say to the media in this country, how come you're here and you're not over there reporting?
That's
Why is
right.
that? Some of you were over there and you're actually helping the Hamas on October
I was
7th.
just going to add,
Somebody
they were
just got a
embedded.
Pulitzer Prize for it.
And the Associated Press just got sued for having some reporters embedded on October 7th.
So they knew it was happening.
Right.
Witnesses
Oh,
of genocide.
So I say this on the moral equivalency stuff, name one IDF soldier who would ever even think about doing anything. They're not raised that way. It's not a culture of death, it's a culture of life. I want to say one final thing about it. Most of you aren't Jewish. Most of you are Christians. As a Jew, I can't thank you enough. The Judeo-Christian belief system is what founded this country, whether the media likes it or not. And that's why we have the freedoms we have, that's why we have the principles that we have, that's why we have the Constitution that we have. Never forget.
Amen.
Every person that comes to this country, regardless of their faith, Christian, Jew, Muslim, Buddhist, Hindu, or whatever, you thank the people of Christianity who founded this nation. Well, there were Jews and others, and you thank them. I'll say one last thing. You ever go to Arlington Cemetery?
Yes.
It's crushing. Row after row after row after row after row of Americans. Brave young men and women. Star Davids, some others, Crescent. The overwhelming majority of them are crosses. The overwhelming majority of them are white. The overwhelming majority of them are men. If I hear one more damn time about the white Christian privileged citizen, you drag your asses over to Arlington Cemetery.
That's right.
And tell those people.
That's right. True.
The old civil rights adage that goes, no justice, no peace.
What we have to prepare for is we're going to see this propaganda spread even further in the media.
outlets, in the mainstream media outlets, what's happening right now is in a greater context of one of the greatest crimes against humanity, which is an apartheid regime. Israeli government is that has fueled its engagement with occupying Palestinians, not the other way around.
It's basically like living in an open prison. I think Hamas media, military establishments, military installations, you can condemn, we're going to change it, and then we'll be the ones in the streets.
No, I didn't.
Why you condemn it?
No, there are.
You said, why can't you say yes? Because I didn't answer. You didn't even answer. Anybody who watches this would understand.
Once Israel moves forward with an offensive strategy in eradicating Hamas, they're going to be viewed as the killers.
And it happens, and they're covered up. They want so what's the good?
Are leading a freedom
And he was given a medal about bye-bye.
And then you fight back for that and you fight for your rights. That does not make you a terrorist. That makes you a defender.
If there was ever anything good about
embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. Again, I think that Hamas decided that now to amass these capabilities and to carry out this attack, they need to bring more attention in the region and globally to what they consider to be their
Palestinians are the people who have been protesting non-violently to prevent the ethnic cleansing of Palestinians.
most extreme fundamentalist supremacist government in history of this country.
Israel is notorious for creating propaganda. Netanyahu is basically running his own narrative of what he wants to excuse himself how it is said, killing and genociding and holocausting all the Palestinians. The apartheid state of Israel, which has no legitimate reason for existing.
I mean, hear me out. We strike first because we want our land back. And that's what people do when they want anything back.
It's a terrorist organization. It's a resistance.
Cheering for the violence, cheering for the killing of civilians, calling for war, chanting in the streets, there's only one solution.
We're in a big
As a terrorist, absolute Hamas, a job well done.
What is it, like a motorcycle club?
It's every single thing they have done is justified. Resistance is a human right.
Thank you guys for joining us. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go grab a drink.
Where this money is coming from that's creating this propaganda that's infiltrating our academic institutions, our media institutions, and trying to drive this anti-Jewish message.
A bunch of us just got back from prom going down to the Texas border to go past.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mayor of Riverton, Utah, Trent Staggs.
great to be here with so many friends. Trapped in Venezuelan prison, Josh Holt had little hope of rescue. In 2016, he was being held on fabricated charges by a brutal socialist government. Josh's mother and father were distraught. The Obama-Biden administration had done nothing. As his hometown mayor in Riverton, Utah, I too felt discouraged over the years, wondering, pleading really for someone in Washington, D.C. to show that they cared. And then came President Trump. He cared about Josh. He knew about Josh's situation and had directed America's best negotiators to work on the case. Although it was difficult, Trump never gave up. And after 2 long years in prison, Trump secured Josh's release. This can only be described as a miracle. We really need leaders today who care about everyday Americans. We need leaders who will use the full might and power of our country to defend our citizens. We need a leader back in the White House who will put America first.
Amen.
Like Josh and his family, everyday Americans are now suffering from a government. Not a foreign government, but tragically from our own. The weaponization of federal agencies against us. Tens of thousands of pages of new regulation each year by unelected bureaucrats that cripple business and criminalize routine behavior. The enslavement of our children and future generations to massive debt. Prioritization of a climate change crusade over the needs of American family budgets and American security. Caring more about the borders of other nations than our own. Allowing an invasion across our southern border that will go down as one of the worst preventable tragedies in history. What image is worse? Emperor Nero fiddling as Rome burned, or Joe Biden licking an ice cream cone as crime and fentanyl continue to pour into our country? Well, I say enough is enough. The conservatives in this room and tens of millions of patriots around this country are ready to make our voices heard. Bold, courageous leadership in Washington is needed to turn this country around, but it's up to us to make sure that establishment forces don't get in the way. Entrenched established interests are looking to upset the America First agenda. Recently, Mitch McConnell, Mitt Romney, and others teamed up with Democrats to betray our need to secure our own border. Please, spare me about the speeches how McConnell is just playing the long game or how Romney is some grand negotiator. I've heard that too long from too many people who ended up compromising spending more of our money on liberal priorities. Conservative Americans have a choice in the months ahead. Are we going to allow so-called conservatives to continue their America Last policies? I say no. Will we continue to allow our elected representatives to masquerade as conservatives, but vote the interest of liberals? I say no. Will conservative leadership be allowed to continue to throw their own party's voters under the bus? I say no. It's been said that Americans used to roar like lions for liberty, but now we bleat like sheep for security. This happened because the establishment in both parties care more about maintaining their power than unleashing American liberty. But this stops today. Bold, true conservative leadership will restore our constitutional republic. With constitutionally conservative leadership, America will once again secure our border. America will once again fight for our own interests over those of any other nation. America will once again use its full might and power to defend its citizens like Josh Holt. And I'm confident that as Americans once again learn to roar like lions for liberty, it will once again become a government of, by, and for the people. Thank you, Cpac, conservatives, and may God bless America. Thank
you. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Speaker of the Oklahoma House of Representatives, Charles McCall.
Good morning. I bring you greetings from the great state of Oklahoma, where we like our states the way we like our politics. Red, bright red. I'm honored to be the Speaker of what I believe is the most conservative House in the nation. Oklahoma is a state anchored in bedrock conservative values, from fiscal restraint to the faith in the Almighty. We believe in common sense, constitutional liberties, and the freedom to chart our own course. We exercise our 10th Amendment rights under the Constitution to push back against Washington. Oklahoma sent its National Guard members to protect the southern border as the Biden administration fails to do its job. We have zero tolerance for illegal immigration. We believe our children are the most precious resource, that their education shapes our future and their future. We are a state where parents control their children's education. They can now use their education dollars for public schools, private schools, charter schools, and homeschooling has been protected in our Constitution since 1907.
That's awesome, Gator.
The Oklahoma plan keeps government out of homeschools, Christian schools, keeps private schools private, empowers parents, not bureaucrats, to make education decisions. And while we vigorously defend public education, we believe God gives children to parents, not government. We have banned critical race theory, boys and girls bathrooms, and protected women's sports. It's incredible we spend so much time on what is common sense to Oklahomans and Americans. We recognize our constitutional right to bear arms. We have a novel name for it. In Oklahoma, it's not open carry. It's constitutional.
That's
carry.
right.
We have a healthy economy, job growth, fewer regulations, and we continue to cut the personal income tax rate in Oklahoma. Under Republican leadership, we have grown to be the 5th best economy in the nation. We've increased teacher pay and provided 52% more funding to education over the last 6 years, which is more in the previous 25 years combined. We balance our budgets every year. We cannot spend more money than we have, a concept that Washington should adopt. We budget less money than we're allowed to spend. That fiscal discipline has given us our largest financial reserves in state history. In Oklahoma, we are prepared for the next Washington-created economic downturn. I'm proud to represent a state that is fighting back and lighting the way for others, because the Oklahoma standard is the American standard. Freedom, self-reliance, and faith. If we hold fast to these principles, I believe America's finest hours still lie ahead. Friends, in 2024, stand up, rev up, make America great again, and I mean again. God bless us, the great state of Oklahoma, and the United States of America. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, from West Virginia, businessman Chris Miller.
Chris Miller. I was born and raised in West Baghdad, Virginia. I'm a husband, a father, a businessman, a bison farmer, and a boxer. And apparently, believing in good old-fashioned family values and common sense like we do in West Virginia drives liberals crazy. Like President Trump, I'm a conservative businessman and not a politician. We need more of that, because if I ran my businesses the way politicians spend our tax dollars, I'd go broke. Running family businesses, I also know that service is everything. Politicians only put themselves first. We need to run government more like a business that treats taxpayers like valued customers and shareholders. We deserve a government who audits every dime they spend so we can accurately have a return on investment for our tax dollars. Aside from common sense, you know what else drives liberals crazy?
A load of how big this man's hands are.
We get them guns because
Look at this. Look how big his hands are.
Because it's fun. And it's our God-given right. The Constitution protects it. So listen up. Any attempt to infringe upon a mountaineer's right to keep or bear arms will be met with full resistance. Here's some more common sense. As the father of an 11-year-old girl, you're darn right I don't want her sharing a locker room with any biological males.
Yeah, you'll have that.
Protecting the integrity and fairness of girls' sports is common sense. If we expect our kids to tell the truth, we can't let the woke left redefine it. Fairy tales aren't facts. A boy is not a girl. And girls' locker rooms are for girls. I'll always protect our girls and stand for the truth. Unfortunately, today's coddle culture is making some boys more like girls. Woke doctors are literally making boys into girls. They're practicing mutilation, not medicine. And they should be in prison. The Marxists and communists on the left believe the American family structure is racist and want society to replace parents. Banning critical race theory is a start, but let's require K-12 schools to teach patriotism and civics starting in grade school. America is not a racist country. America is the greatest country on earth. And that's not propaganda. It's the truth.
Amen.
You know what else is the truth? Most politicians don't ever have a real plan.
Amen.
But I'm not a politician, I'm a businessman. We always have that. So in West Virginia, we have to look at our past to understand our future. Even though we've been extracted and taken advantage of, our history is full of greatness. We mined the coal that built the steel that led to a victory in World War I. And we mined the coal that built the steel that led to a victory in World War II. And we mined the coal that led to the cheap energy and the greatest capitalistic expansion in human history. We did that. And again, West Virginia has what people are looking for. If we play our cards right, we can do something amazing. We have coal, natural gas, rare earth elements, geothermal, and more usable water than any state in the country. We can become the state that powers everybody, the battery or the power plant of the East Coast. We can have affordable energy and lower taxes, a lower cost of living, and a higher quality of life. A lean government that works for the people and treats us taxpayers like shareholders and valued customers. Plus, we can do all this with what people all around the country are dying to get back to. Foundation of faith and family. Because in West Virginia, we don't have the biggest cities, tallest skyscrapers, or the best boarding schools. We've got the best people. Only in West Virginia, if your Tesla breaks down, will a bunch of coal miners come out of the mine, push your car to the nearest coal-powered generator, and get you charged so you can go on down the road. That's a true story. It's a way of life that's almost heaven. Faith in God. Focus on family. Respect for the sanctity of life.
Pride in America. We're not a racist country, we're the greatest country. In big cities full of snobs who mock us in West Virginia, those family values are almost extinct. West Virginia, almost heaven. I'm going to keep it. Thank you.
There's a concerted effort to intimidate and censor conservative thinkers. The very freedoms secured by our Constitution are being threatened by the most liberal progressives America has ever seen.
Yes,
It seems like everything they do is to the detriment of our great nation.
But they're so backed up on interviews. They said it would have to be either this afternoon sometime or possibly tomorrow. Plus they're trying to cover three different Trump events.
Today.
But I am not going to let them forget me. You better
join
believe
this
it.
fight to hold traffickers accountable and ensure justice for all victims.
Okay.
We started with the premiere of Sound of Freedom, and now we are working with our partners on Capitol Hill to end modern-day slavery.
Yeah. This better be Dan Yost. And I want to bend his ear about this human trafficking in Ohio.
Snowflake meltdowns. Woke tears water made from snowflake meltdowns. Facts don't care about your feelings. Woke tears water. You can buy that here at Cpac.
Yep.
Making hydration great again.
We gotta get some Wolf water.
We need some Wolf water.
Make hydration great again.
Now, an exclusive look at Reagan, starring Dennis Quaid.
Hi, it's you.
Running for governor, and I'd like your vote.
I forgot your name. Do his initials help? RR? Honey, Roy Rogers is here. Running for governor. What do you want out of this life?
I just want to do something good in this world. Make a difference.
You know what you have to do.
I'm curious, Ron, what would you say is the issue of our time? No question about it. Communism and the Soviet Union.
I am about to start the biggest war of the century, and I'm not going to fire a single shot.
You blow up 8 years of diplomacy. What would you have me do?
I want you to fight.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
As I think it was President Reagan said, we're from the government. We're here to help.
I think you all know that I've always felt the 9 most terrifying words in the English language are, I'm from the government and I'm here to help.
We're from the government. We're here to help.
Ladies and gentlemen, up next, combating human trafficking. Please welcome Anti-Human Trafficking Director.
Find out what he's got to say, Buckeye.
Tanya Gould.
What?
Founder and Executive Director of Petitions House, Elizabeth Ameling. Ohio Attorney
There he
General,
is.
Dave Ghost. And your moderator, Cpac Senior Fellow, Mercedes Schlapp.
Guys, you couldn't even believe there's like this much attitude in this little package right here.
Hey.
That's a lot of attitude right here.
How's everybody doing this morning? I mean, it's been hustling and bustle. Let's take a seat here, and so much going on at Radio Row down in Cpac Central Hub, and it is just an honor to be here with you. And I know we got to turn to a very serious topic, a topic that Cpac has been involved in, and I want to really bring in this incredible panel of experts, of fighters on the front line to save the lives of children who are being sex trafficked, of young women, of young men who are being sex trafficked. I want to make this very clear. This has nothing to do with politics. It is about humanity. If we do not save our children, if we do not save these innocent victims, then why are we here? So to get started, Attorney General, it's great to have you here from Ohio. So I got to ask you, you ran an effective, very effective Operation Buyer's Remorse. Walk us through, what did you do and how did it work?
These were law enforcement agencies and support services agencies. So we're not just out there doing a law enforcement cop thing, although we do that as well. We make sure that the survivors of trafficking, when we encounter them out in the field, are connected with services, whether that's a meal, addiction treatment, shelter. We're there to help support them, what we call the highway to hope. But here's the other thing, buyer's remorse, there's no market for human trafficking if there's not buyers. And so we have shifted in Ohio from a focus on enforcing laws against soliciting and prostitution to actually enforcing the laws against buying sex. We have a new law that makes it, yeah, that's the right way to go. And we are trying to send a message to all the buyers of sex. Don't buy sex in Ohio. If money dries up, the trafficking will dry up.
And what's really unfortunate here is that part of this is the fact that you've got the U.S. being the largest consumer of sex trafficking. And so, Tanya, let me ask you this. I mean, you're nodding your head. You're saying, yes, this is a horrible problem. And what's happening in Virginia? I mean, you all have taken this battle. You yourself, you're a survivor. I mean, what are you hearing? What has been able to get done at the state level?
So our Attorney General has made this priority, and also the governor, so we have that. And in doing so, we started a commission to really look at what we have been doing and some gaps. And we want to be intentional about making sure we have a trauma-informed response, person-centered. And we also want to make sure that we're reaching our citizens, just so that they would understand that they are a part of the solution. So one thing that's been going really well, we started this program called 100% Back, Businesses Against Trafficking, and it's been very successful. So we did just kind of a short video. We're focusing on awareness to send out to all businesses so they can make sure that their employees are watching it because they are firsthand, right? So a lot of people always think human trafficking happens somewhere else, but it's definitely places, I went to a retail store. I went to an ice cream shop while I was being trafficked. So just making sure that, businesses understand that they can be a part of the solution. We've had Chamber of Commerce's come to us and say, we want to make sure that we're going to make this available all throughout the Commonwealth. It's been really successful.
Elizabeth, you run this incredible home, Fish's Home. I had an opportunity, a great honor to go visit and see where you care for these victims. I mean, you've seen the horrors of human trafficking, of sex trafficking. What has to be done so that victims get a second chance?
There's so many things that need to be done. The first thing is that they need to find safety. And there's so few places where they can go. And they need to be in a housing setting where it's trauma-informed. Because victims of sex trafficking, victims of trafficking have complex trauma. They have DID, they have mental illness, they have addiction. They have a lot of things that need to be dealt with. And those things don't change overnight. And so we have 2 houses, and we're going national, where women come and they can stay, and there's addiction counseling and parenting classes and financial literacy. We have to overcome barriers like felonies. Women overwhelmingly victims of trafficking overwhelmingly have felonies and other things.
And what's the average age?
Our average age is 24.
Getting in the house, but average age that they start the sex traffic, 12. Average age is 12 years old. I hope the media back there is really capturing this. Average age of sex trafficking is 12 years old. And they are raped multiple times a day. They are handed off. And then who takes care of it?
Well, a lot of them don't ever make it in a safe place, and they die or get incarcerated. But the other thing that people may not know is 99 to 100% of all of our survivors, over 2,000 in the Philippines, they were all sexually abused as children. It's the #1 predicator for people being trafficked. And so they were sexually abused as children, usually under the age of 5, and so then they get trafficked.
Attorney General, so we look at Ohio, you're not a border state, but yet with the border crisis, with the chaos that we're seeing, with over 86,000 children that are missing, that have crossed the border, how is this tied between the border and Ohio and all these other states?
Well, first of all, there's no such thing as a border state anymore, or maybe I should say every state is a border state.
Yeah.
Our southern border is so wide open that whether we're talking about human trafficking, we're talking about drugs, it's pouring into our country and going right up the middle and dispersing to everywhere. The border is the largest issue this year in America, whether we're talking about the economy, whether we're talking about drugs, whether we're talking about human trafficking. Get control of the border first.
And let me ask you this too, it's not just sex trafficking, but labor trafficking. What is that?
So labor trafficking is just the same, except that they are using trafficking the human being for their labor, not for sex.
And you caught you literally found unaccompanied minors on farms in Ohio.
And it happens all over the country.
Right.
And again, it's a function of our indiscriminate enforcement, non-enforcement of the southern border.
Tanya, let me ask you this. So when you're looking at the policies itself, we're talking about the victim side, helping them heal. But the reality is, how are we catching these human traffickers? Are they being prosecuted?
Everywhere but.
So traffickers are master manipulators, and they do everything that they can to make sure someone else, is blamed for what they're doing. And that this is just something that they've done forever. How they do their work, it is their operation. So, to really take the time to figure out what traffickers are doing and how they're doing it, that's a lot of work. And I don't believe that we have enough resources to put on that side. When we're talking about traffickers and buyers, that's one thing, right? And so it's easier when we're talking about, picking the lowest hanging fruit. It's easier to go after victims and survivors, right? So we do want to switch that, but not only switch that with our mindset, but also switch that with our funds and make sure that we're going after traffickers. It's very difficult. They are master manipulators, which is how they're able to go after people who don't think that they're vulnerable. But they understand what vulnerability is, and that this is how they do it.
And we see this in a lot of cases where these women are part of these crimes, that then they get thrown into jail, and then their lives are completely ruined. Elizabeth, you've dealt with these issues time and time again, trying to get these women out of jail to help them rebuild their lives.
We have, and it's not unusual to have somebody trafficked for 12 years who's come to our house. The average number of felonies in our house is 11. It's identity theft because survivors or people who are being trafficked will have credit cards that don't belong to them. Their children might be in the next room when they get fire cancer, child endangerment. Try getting a job with a felon. It's almost impossible. So we had one person that we love very much, and she was trafficked at 12 by her mom. We also have a lot of parents trafficking kids in the U.S. People don't know that, but it's real. And her mom sold her for drugs. She was with the same man. He had a very complex organization. She was arrested at 30 in Virginia. She had a whole bunch of felonies. She testified against him a year and a half later. He hoped she would drop dead in the meantime, so there was no trial, because if you're enough witnesses, you don't have a trial. He got 14 years. She was trafficked by him for 8 days. I mean, it's just an injustice. So we help them with jobs, we pay for school, we try to help them find other ways to be employed.
But you mentioned this, they can't get like nail technician licensing or
you can be a chef, you can be a psychologist, you can be a legal aid.
Yeah. And you're limited.
You're limited.
Attorney General, what can we do more for these victims? In terms of, we talk about the safe houses, but also more importantly in helping them in changing these laws so that they can have more opportunities to be able to rebuild.
And Elizabeth just hit on something that's big, which is these collateral sanctions. If you're walking, if you've got a criminal record, and if you've been trafficked for any time at all, you've been forced into situations where you have theft, you have drug problems, you've got any number of criminal actions, you can't get an apartment. You can't go to school. So in Ohio,
what are you doing about it?
we have loosened the restrictions for survivors of trafficking have a better opportunity to get their records expunged or sealed so that they can actually rebuild their lives. And here's the other thing. I hear politicians so often say, oh, well, a voice for the voiceless. Survivors have a voice.
Yes.
It's just time for us to listen.
Yes.
Thank you, Tanya.
Tanya, we were talking about Virginia. As we know now, Virginia, both the House and the Assembly and the Senate, they're both Democrat-run. How much support do you get from the Democrats on tackling this issue of sex trafficking?
Well, it depends on what issues are at the table. Virginia, we still have a long ways to go when it comes to human trafficking, understanding and learning. So that's one thing. So there's still that learning, educating our legislators and making sure they understand. So that's kind of where we are there. We do have on both sides. We are able to get some good policy and legislation there. However, it just depends. We are purple. And sometimes, I like to say we're purple because we don't make any decisions.
Yeah.
Right?
But don't you think this is like a no-brainer, bipartisan issue? I know for Cpac, our goal is to actually, as we do in criminal justice reform, find, the center-left groups to come work with us and find common ground and get through legislation.
We do. We get enough support to at least, get a lot of bills heard. But again, if we're trying to do harsher penalties on bios, that's not going to go.
And then how is it with the budget? Is there enough money there to help the victim?
Right.
And I can't wait for Elizabeth to jump in in like 2 seconds.
So, like I said, it's still about educating our states, our common public. It really is. That's really where we are. And until our legislators understand that human trafficking, so for an example, we in Virginia, we don't have a great data collecting system yet. Yeah. So if we don't have the numbers, we can't prove that this is happening.
Yeah.
Right? So there's still a lot of work to be done in order for legislators to understand, this is the path that we need to go. I know, we know this is where we need to go, but we still have to have that data, and we're still working on it.
Elizabeth, in terms of the recovery process, I think you talked that sometimes women are let go too soon, and then they end up back in a situation where they're being sex trafficked again. What's the frustration you're feeling as you're trying to make your home, Letitia's home, be able to bring in more girls and help them rebuild their lives?
The biggest frustration probably is that we're very limited. We have people bonded to us. There's a time constraint. Overwhelmingly, the women who come are moms. A lot of them have lost custody of their kids, or the kids are in foster care, and there's a very tight window for them to get custody back. And so we have 12 to 13 months to help somebody recover from addiction, get their GED, they maybe have a fifth grade education, learn life skills, financial literacy, improve their credit score by some miracle, get a job so that they can get an apartment with their 5 felonies and get their kids back. I mean, it's insurmountable.
And I want to add, faith is a critical part of the recovery process.
Yes.
When I walked into that home, they had the Bible there. It is prayer, and because that is part of the healing. Explain the importance of faith in this issue. Penny, I want you to weigh in on that as well.
Faith, our founding principle is everyone's created in the image of God. I mean, we're trauma-informed, we're certified always, but we believe that when women find out that they've always been loved and there's no one like them, our house manager says, you're the apple of God's eye, he only made one of you, you're perfect. We say that to them because they don't have moms and dads. Overwhelmingly, their parents are dead or in prison. They have to have that connection. If they develop that while they're at our house, they do better going through counseling. They do better dealing with addiction. And it is transformative because it lets them know they're loved. And when we started, the first young lady we called Letitia, she said, I feel loved for the first time in my life. So it's vitally important. But my wish list is that we would have enough funds so that we could provide that transformative, longer housing period so moms don't ever lose their children. Because nobody should have their rights severed because they've been in jail for 12 months. It is so wrong. And children who go into the foster care system, 70% end up in the trafficking pipeline. We have to stop it. We want the housing to be there, so at the end of 3, 4, 5 years, they are independent. They have jobs. They have dignity. They know who they are. And their children are growing up loved, and we break that cycle. And they are free forever. We have to do it.
That's right. Yes.
Woo! Just mention the figure on the faith component in your own experience.
No, I just remember that, when you were little, right, all of you were small, just like myself, there are dreams, right, ideas and thoughts about life and what you want to be, who you want to be. And so I'm no different. I have the same dreams and ideas and aspirations, but when the trafficking experience came and so many other types of trauma that happened in my life, right, there was a big disconnect. So what happened when we're talking about faith, right, it takes faith to believe that you're still that person after all of this has happened to you. And so having people and places and folks that believe in that, believe in just me being human and who I am and, the image, being in the image of God and having I am in God and God is in me, like that kind of thing, there was a huge disconnect. So being able to come back to that and having people in place to do that is, it's just beautiful.
Right, and I'm sure the Department of Justice doesn't really care about the faith component, and they're going to try to force in their own regulations with these homes. Attorney General, I want to ask about big tech. We saw Mark Zuckerberg basically apologize to family for pushing their disgusting child, abuse type of content on big tech. Should they be held liable? What changes should they make immediately to stop sex trafficking?
Well, they should be held liable, and that's one of the reasons why Ohio is part of a group suing them. But just this morning, I'm sure you read this in the Wall Street Journal like I did, an exclusive new bombshell about these parental accounts that are featuring underage models in bikinis and underwear, and they're selling this stuff. The Meta algorithm is linking those accounts of children to known pedophile profiles. There's something seriously wrong with the algorithms that are driving our society. Meta is at the top of it. I wonder whether they changed the name Meta to be short for metastasize.
That's right. Okay, I want to get final thoughts here as we're going to be wrapping up. What is one thing you want to leave to our Cpac audience? This is the heart of the movement. This is the front lines, the activists. What do you want them to remember as we get off the stage?
Yes, for me, being a victim of domestic sex trafficking was something that at one point, even understanding I was a victim, it was just, hard to get past, right? Still a lot of shame there. But finally, thanks to President Trump, he made a big difference in making sure that I had a voice as someone who was trafficked here in our country. So just, as we're moving and we're talking about, the border, we're talking about this happens somewhere else, just remember that this is happening here, in America, in the land of the free, the home of the brave. I remember going and singing the Pledge of Allegiance and singing the song "My Country is of Thee," right? That's for me too. So just as you're going about your day, just remember that. Remember that this happens here in America.
Elizabeth.
I would say we have a big heart and we want to see trafficking end in my lifetime. So hey, I'm a grandmother, so that could be soon. So everybody listening needs to get on board. We will help you do restorative care homes. We will help you with transitional housing. We can do trauma training. We will help anyone and everyone who wants to take this national and stop it. So contact us at freeforever.org and we will help you.
Freeforever.org. God bless you.
Our rule of law, our society, our civilization is built on a profound insight that everyone, every human being is created in the image of God, that they are recipients of God-given rights and of equal worth and dignity. Sonia, I know that survivors are frequently looked down upon and blamed, but the truth of the matter is this fight is a fundamentally conservative fight about the dignity and equality of everybody.
Amen.
We don't throw away human beings in
That's
America.
right. That's right.
Well, I want to thank my panel, and also we're really proud at Cpac to support and we launched our Cpac Center for Combating Human Trafficking. We are on the front lines and we are supporting these incredible heroes across the country. So thank you all.
Okay, I'm going to switch you guys to the gimbal. Hold on.
It's a huge battle, Sherry. It really is. There's no quick fix to it, that's for sure.
We're going to go for a walk, y'all.
Newsmax has been terrific.
President Trump is right. Millions are switching to Newsmax. It's the fastest growing streaming service in America. You don't need those woke streaming services anymore. Just get Newsmax Plus. Watch the best shows like Greg Kelly, Rob Schmidt, Greta Van Susteren, and Eric Bolin.
Greg Kelly over at Newsmax. The Newsmax people have been really terrific.
Gain access to exclusive documentaries, series, and special briefings. It's free to start, so go to NewsmaxPlus.com now to sign up and watch Newsmax anytime, anywhere.
Are you following Cpac on social media yet? If not, do so right now. We are at Cpac on all of your favorite social media sites, and it is the best way to keep up with everything that we are doing in the conservative movement.
They put their lives on the line to preserve our American dream. Everything we have is because of everything they give. And now more than ever, they need to know that we stand behind them. Each year, our community salutes honors the thousands of high school seniors who have made the selfless decision to pursue military service, not knowing where that journey may lead. For just $19 a month, you can provide the recognition and resources so urgently needed. Let's say thank you together.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Shooting from the Hip. Please welcome, from Second Amendment Foundation, Alan Gottlieb. From Florida, Congressman Corey Mills. And your moderator, host of the Carl Higby Frontline on Newsmax, Carl Higby.
All right, Cpac. You guys ready to do some gun stuff? All right, so yeah, joining us today, Congressman Corey Mills, as they just said, fantastic advocate of the Second Amendment, and also Alan Gottlieb of the Second Amendment Foundation, doing great work, challenging basically everything the Biden administration is doing to try to take away our freedom. I want to get to a little bit of social stuff on guns, but first legal. Congressman, obviously there's the left's been waging a war on our gun rights for 60 years for a variety of things. Now it's kind of turned to an ATF, administrative state. They can't get it through Congress. The Supreme Court smacking them down left and right. How are we navigating the
We're getting ready to go for a walk.
banning things, making laws outside of your body?
Well, of course, it'd be good if I would go ahead and silence since that was actually ATF, I'm sure. The FBI is going to track it close enough. No, the bottom line is that we know there's been a continuation of weaponization. We've seen where, whether it was the NFA, which should be repealed, and I've actually signed up and truly believe in the abolishment of the ATF in its entirety.
Here.
The bottom line is that as a legislator, you pay attention to every single word of every single bill text. And our Second Amendment cannot be any clearer. It doesn't say may. It says shall not be infringed. We have a constitutional and inalienable right for the defense of our family, defense of our home, the defense of ourselves. And I think that what you're seeing is there is a multi-pronged attack of not only just allowing open borders to get millions of people to stream across and hundreds who are on their own watch lists, as the FBI has indicated, but these are individuals who are now wanting to say, more law.
I love America first. There we go. Exactly.
Okay.
You just suddenly stopped.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna go this way. Right.
Your shoes, they're just terrific. Oh, yeah. You look great, but wow. Oh, they're so great. Look at this picture of a gal. Oh.
Yeah, I'm running for the United States Senate.
Wonderful. Oh, in Maryland. Okay, I'm in Maryland. What district are you?
Not district, United States.
I'm sorry, United States Maryland. You did say that.
No, that's okay. That's
Thank
okay.
you. Okay.
Thank you so much.
I look forward to seeing you.
My gimbal is like going nuts. All right. Sorry. It's about to get worse.
Yeah, it's all good. Knocking into me. It's very crowded in here. They're milling around, socializing, networking. Hey, how are you? Good. How are you? Good to see you. She's been down in the corner.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Mike, how are you today?
Hey.
What's up, Buttercup? We got your vlog so far.
Right here. That's it.
Hi, ladies.
He's had quite an experience as a result of the Biden administration screwing up his life. And he was in a convoy of laws taking our border back. Was and we want to help support him.
Professor Clemens is doing his meal at 1:30.
1:30? Oh, that's great. In the neighborhood here?
Yeah, in the upstairs. Yes.
Oh, I know, yeah.
Yeah, room number 2.
Room 2 upstairs.
Hey, how you doing, babe?
Okay.
Good to see you.
I heard something downstairs that
Okay.
Jake Lang and
does it say
Brian Simpson are back in order.
No.
We heard they're in Lewisburg.
They went. That's downstairs at the J6 table. They told
Yes,
us.
sir.
They went to Lewisburg, and now they're. So I gotta find out if that's true or not.
About election integrity and the conduction upstairs. You want to learn about election integrity and the connection to J6 upstairs?
I see what's happening.
Okay, here we go. Professor Clemens, he was out the
I was talking to him, so I had to mute.
Right, so Professor Clemens is going to be talking at 1:30 upstairs in room 2.
Did you hear that we went viral?
What?
The Hill did a piece on the J6 pinball.
Okay.
We got 700,000 views on Twitter.
Yes, that's
I'm
awesome.
trying to convince him to bring it to the vigil today.
Oh, that'd be great.
Like he's asking, is there a table? Is it going to be okay? I think he said it would be okay.
Right. I don't know. I mean, that might be a lot, but hopefully Forgiato's coming by too, which is good.
I know. I'm going to be with Ron J.
Oh, good. And Ron J's coming too. Yay!
Nice night on the corner.
No show.
Good.
And,
Good.
Yeah, but have you seen the pinball?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But so what happened is, John.
700,000. Who's broadcast this one? You said for the 700,000. Who got the viral?
The Hill.
The Hill. Oh, that's.
I can show it to you right now. Let me show it to you.
The Hill of all people.
So the Hill comes over and does, a thing. It goes viral, and now everyone's going over there.
Yeah.
So CNN's going over there.
Yeah.
MSDNC.
They're here. They allowed them in.
I think they went over there.
They allowed.
The MSNBC is here. How did they?
I'm
let
gonna
them
head
in
down and have a cigarette.
Okay.
So I'll be right out.
Straight out? Okay.
Justin Holly's going to be there tonight too, I think.
Okay,
He's another
super.
rapper, Justin Holly.
Super, yeah. That's great.
Let me find this for you. Hold on.
I saw one of Ron's friends who's a comedian. He's
There
the
it is.
funniest guy.
700,000 views.
Nice.
There's a J6 theme pinball machine at Cpac.
Wow, that is great.
700,000 views. Yeah, look it up on Twitter, retweet it and all that.
That is 701,000.
Yeah, it was going up. We were watching it at the bar last night.
That
We're like, what
is
is
great.
going on?
That's on Kate Martell posted that. Kate Martell.
I think she's with the Hill if you go.
Steve and I were playing the pinball machine
National
yesterday.
reporter at the Hill.
No, she's a national reporter at the Hill. So go to Kate Martell, y'all. Let's keep this thing going.
Yeah.
It's gone viral.
Yeah.
Kate Martell.
Put some good comments on there. Put some truth on there if they're lying.
Mickey's face is on there, on the pinball machine
Oh my
game.
gosh, let's go again. I saw a pinball machine, but I'm thinking I saw a different one.
Go tell him it's okay to go tonight because he's a little nervous.
Oh
He's
yeah,
never been to the visual.
we will.
The guy that made the pinball machine.
Oh, okay. Oh, right.
Yeah, so just tell him it's fine to go.
Oh, right. Well,
Because he's a little worried
because
that.
it depends on the weather.
But he's kind of worried it may be offensive. I said, what?
Oh no way.
Yeah, but people, when the reporters come by and they say, wow,
Right? I know.
keep sharing out here.
What'd you get?
What, just in case I fall, you're going to make sure you get it?
No, I almost fell.
Glory be Bumble.
I almost fell.
Bumble.
I did it.
Sarah, can I put this in your bag?
I invited.
Some forget-me-nots. Oh my God, thank you. I'm just running out of hands. Okay, I can carry it now. Those flyers, I can do it.
So I invited a reporter from the Telegraph. She was, brainwashed. She was like, she was trying to say cops were killed up here. And then she brought the noose, and I'm like, well, who did the noose? I don't know. Who did the pipe? I don't know. That doesn't mean you won't know. I'm like, this is how this is. I was explaining the pipe, and said, well, you know, there's a video that's coming up. The kids walk right by it, the dogs walk right by it. It doesn't matter. Because it was on the pipe.
They said it looks exactly like that FBI training.
Yeah. And she said, well, they don't know. They just haven't tell you. I'm like, it's in the FBI.
They do know, they're just not saying.
Yeah, I said it's in the FBI office.
I'm going outside.
Okay, I'm going to come outside.
Okay. Yeah, let them know it's going to go, because I'm going to drive them over.
Okay, oh, that's cool.
I want to get this guy here. We're going to have fun.
Oh, awesome. All right, we'll come find you again. Thank you for letting us know.
Sure, yeah.
That's great. Man, he is on it. It is raining.
I get it, but this ain't about a pinball game at the corner.
Right.
This ain't about a rapper show at the corner.
But he does have a point. It's about getting attention. for the corner.
Yeah.
And so we want our wrappers there. We want our stuff there. But is it the appropriate place to have a machine that somebody invested all that time, energy, and money into? Probably not. Especially if it's raining. There's hardly enough room for all of us.
Oh yeah, it is raining. I just want a couple hits from my cigarette and we'll go back in.
I don't blame you. The fresh air is good. You thought it was offensive? Okay, I haven't seen it yet. Okay.
I didn't think it was offensive.
Sherry doesn't
I
think
played
so. I
it.
haven't seen it yet. And
It's actually no
third
more.
of its kind also thought it was slightly offensive.
I didn't think it was any more offensive than the leftist media out there. I mean, it brings to light. I don't know.
I thought I was seeing a ghost for a minute. That was weird. The one on the right reminded me of somebody, the way he walks and stuff. Oh. Lost way too
They're
many
the
people
cameramen
overdoses
for
on fentanyl
Right Side
and heroin.
Broadcasting.
That's for sure. And so I'm going to go and look at it because now I need to make sure I see it. There was another pinball machine, but I don't think that it was this one. It was the one that was over where Bo Diddle.
That's the one he's talking about.
Oh, that's the one. I didn't look close enough then. Okay, I have no idea.
I don't know. I didn't find it offensive at all.
Now, well, can y'all explain to me, even though I haven't seen it yet, can you explain to me what you found offensive about it? Because you're hitting balls onto these people?
I mean, it's Trump's voice. He's talking about taking the Capitol, or going peacefully and patriotic to the Capitol.
Right.
You know, I didn't find it offensive.
Okay. Yeah, third doesn't think it would be good to bring it to the corner.
But
Right.
yeah, I don't think it belongs at the corner.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm saying, you know, well, why not? And I haven't even seen it. So I wasn't coming from the standpoint of being offensive. I'm coming from the standpoint of practicality of having a machine there when there's hardly enough room for all of us to stand underneath the tent.
Right. That's what it's about.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people milling around in a close spot in the rain. I don't think it's a really good idea at all. You know, but maybe I should stay out of it. Guy can do what he wants.
Oh shit!
Steve,
I forgot that.
Steve
little
is
carpet.
he's a grandiose marketer.
Yes, he is.
He's got big plans, but he gets around. He gets some things done, which is great.
All right, you guys, we're gonna head back inside.
You certainly don't get things done by standing on the sidelines.
Amen. Standing on the sidelines quietly. You can get a lot done by standing on the sidelines, but not quietly.
You couldn't if you tried.
I've done it.
Quietly?
No. No, not quietly. But I've been on the sidelines, not quiet. If you're going to be on the sidelines, you better be loud. Take notice.
I know, but try not to scare the little old ladies with wigs.
I'm trying. I can't help it they weren't prepared.
Poor thing about jumped out of her seat.
That's right. We're going to go check out the booths for you guys who didn't see them yesterday. Great outfits.
Howdy, howdy.
Did you sign the bus?
No.
I did.
Oh, let's go sign the bus. This is the bus that in Fulton County, Georgia, they wouldn't let it park. And I got
I'll show you guys my
by.
signature on the bus.
As we were waiting for Trump. And now he wasn't in the bus, of course.
I saw her paint that once behind the lady there. I saw her painting that yesterday.
Oh, isn't that great?
It was amazing. I'll tell you guys. We're gonna sign the banner as well. Can't get the lid off.
I never thought of it.
Jerry, we are at Cpac 2024. We're down in the exhibition room. Show you guys
Freedom Convoy.
one more time where I signed the bus right there, Sapphire Patriot. And where we signed the banner. And Glory be.
Can you see it well enough?
Oh, yeah. And let me tell you guys about this artist here. She has designed this shirt, which I got exclusively for Cpac. It's a limited edition. Amazing, amazing artist. I watched her paint this yesterday. What a joy. She has prints. You can buy a print. I sure like that.
I know, my brake's over it.
Look at this. Is that not amazing? That Cpac is on the back of the shirt. That is a limited edition. I believe you can only get it here. They also have it in gray. And do you guys have any of her cards? The artist?
She has a booth.
Oh, okay. We'll go visit her booth. Look at this. Wow. I lost Glory B. We're just going to go ahead and take a little walk. Yep, I already lost Glory B. Saving the American Family. Hi there. Museum of the Bible. This is the artist right here. Right there. Next one down.
Did you talk to somebody? Was it dated? I don't know. It was a gray haired guy.
Very active trying to ban information about COVID. So, for example, remember when you used to get zapped on Twitter for saying that the virus came from a lab in China? That was true. It worked. There's others here too. So, you get Dettlebot. Had we not heard about this back from the virus?
How can I get a water?
Well, we're not allowed to sell them or give them out here, but if you were to like take one when I wasn't looking,
Okay.
I totally wouldn't say anything.
All right. Thank you. All right, you guys, we got some no woke water. Making hydration great again. They also have this glass art. Check this out. This is on glass. And so are those. What are you talking about, Jerry? Who's taking over the schools and office buildings? Woke America? Yeah, they are. Not a lot of booths.
So when you're done,
You see that German guy?
And there's our ladies. Please go to Stand in the Gap Foundation. Support our J6ers.
I got a few more pieces of the puzzle that I'm putting together, and it's not good. It's not good, so there's nothing we can do about that. There's nothing to do, you know?
Hello, ladies.
Hello, lady. Sink or swim at this point. Hey, Sherry, good morning.
Hi.
Good afternoon. So, it's what it is.
Check out this hammock. This is beautiful. Hi there.
That's what we want for 24. It's just what it means. MAGA means make America great again. Very simple. It doesn't mean anything else.
Is this the first time you're at
No, I've been here like 3 times.
Oh wow, like in the past 3 years?
Yeah, no, I didn't exhibit last year.
And I've totally lost Glory B. Does anybody know where Glory B is?
You're welcome.
Is this the back of the line here?
You go right ahead, sir.
If you can wait, go for it.
No, I was just kind of checking it out. Yeah, that's when I lost her, is when she was signing the bus. And I think she walked right by me. So, I'm going to sit you guys down a minute and put my woke water away. Let me show you guys this Woke Tears water. Make hydration great again. Dehydration is violence. And then back here, made from pure snowflake meltdowns. That's awesome. I'll sit you down for a moment. Hello. Yeah. Oh, guess who's here, you guys? He's probably going to come to the corner tonight. Borgiato!
Hey, you got your phone? You got your phone?
There she is. He's also the young rapper. No. That was at the corner.
Oh my gosh, did you tell him to come down to J6?
Yeah, I already
good.
talked to Forgiato. He said he's probably going to come down too.
Oh, good, good, good. Oh, good, there he is. All right. Awesome. Come and see what I did.
They were not supposed to write on his face.
Yeah, I kind of wish people didn't do that. Oh, no. You can still see it there.
Yeah,
And then Forgiato goes right for the...
right for the forehead. Forgiato blue.
You probably put some of those lines on that face. You probably did. Awesome.
I've been looking for you this whole time. Somebody said you were over signing the bus. I'm like, we were already there.
Sarah, yeah, Sarah's right there.
Look at this, guys.
They're great.
Well, that just means I gotta add one to it.
They're all up there.
I gotta grab a pen. Hold on. We're gonna add to the back of the bus, y'all. Sorry about the whirlwind.
Did you get one? Oh, yeah.
Okay, sorry we're up close. What do you think, guys?
My bees need some work. Oh no, he doesn't have a stinger. I need to add a stinger to this. People come in the chat and be like, well, what are we doing? What color? We're at Cpac 2024.
Well, Glory B's like doing her. Sorry, guys.
And this bus up right. Third says that back noise is putting her to sleep. It's relaxing.
That stands out.
Yay!
Free Ashley.
County, Georgia.
Take a
Fulton County, Georgia.
screenshot.
Atlanta, Georgia, but not the bars in there.
Thank you, Jerry. All right. Thank you guys for joining us today. See if it's still raining outside. It is. Well, I think we could sneak over there. Yeah, guys, I'm gonna sneak out and have a cigarette. Guess I'm taking you with me. Come on down, Jerry. That would be awesome. Hashtag Freedom Corner. Absolutely, Jericho. A visit to Freedom Corner is an experience like you've never had. It's so different being there than it is watching it on the live stream. Unbelievably different. I'm going to try to set you guys down here.
You need a light?
Oh, I have one. Thank you. Hopefully it'll stay going there and not fall off. Oh, I should have went over there. Right on the table. That's silly me.
Oh. Hey, thank you for everything you're doing.
Absolutely. It is truly my honor.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I don't have any, like, blood relatives as J6ers, but they're all my family now, you know. I originally, I am on live stream, just so you know.
Are you
filming
me, or?
It's just pointed that way.
Oh, all right, thanks.
When I first went to the vigil, I didn't know anyone. But when I heard over 73% of the J6ers that at that time were being held in the DC jail were combat veterans, highly decorated veterans, war heroes. Those are my brothers. I took a vow as a combat veteran in the Army to never leave a man behind.
Yeah.
And that's why I stand on Freedom Corner every single night for those guys. Those are my comrades. Those are my brothers.
I just talked to a guy that's going to the vigil tonight.
Beautiful.
And,
That'd be
it's a Reagan
Steve?
dinner tonight. I'm not going to that.
I'm not going to that.
So, I'd like to.
Please do.
Yeah, but who can afford it?
Oh, I know. I mean, the vigil, not the Reagan dinner. Not the Reagan dinner.
Look, can I do investigate a journal. Can I do my question?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
He doesn't have enough room in his car for me to go with him, but I'm going to see if maybe I can follow him.
That would be great.
You got any contact information?
Yes, I do.
Put you on the spot.
No, I can do that.
Were you involved with politics before?
Never. Never.
Sorry. No.
But when I heard what they were doing to my comrades, my brothers, I ain't standing for it.
Yeah.
We need more investigators.
Yeah. I used to be on the other side, and then I saw what they were. I thought we were all Americans, and then I saw what they were about.
So that is not true.
You know, Matt Gaetz is a smart guy, and he did something that I think he's not the type of, I don't know, whatever he said. Let's pass this bill that says Trump is not an insurrectionist.
Yeah.
Okay. If more people would get behind that and push it, what that's going to do is open up, well, yes, he is. And then we'll know he's not. Why do you say he is? Well, because of this. Well, hold on. We don't even have that evidence. I guess we're going to have to open up a new investigation.
Well, see, they can call him an insurrectionist all they want. Where are the facts?
Yeah. No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's to force a mechanism in Congress for them to hold a new hearing on the side. His testimony would be burned and destroyed right now. He's in jail.
Like many of the J6 footage.
Yeah, it's gone.
Where's the vigil? I'm sorry, you said it's. I have it written down, so it's D.
It's 1901 D Street, but that takes you to the front of the jail.
Okay.
If you put in the Congressional Cemetery,
you can park at the cemetery.
That's where it's actually at. We are. If you put in the Congressional Cemetery, you follow it around to where the cemetery's on your right. You will see the jail right in front of you. We're actually behind the jail. So if the cemetery's on your right, you will find us.
Congressional Cemetery.
Yes.
And there's only one. If I Google that,
Yes.
there's only the one that'll come up.
Yes.
If I route it, it'll take me onto a road that'll take me past where you are.
Absolutely.
The Congressional. Okay.
And you don't see us because we're actually behind the jail, down a sidewalk that goes downhill and we're surrounded by the jail and the cemetery. But if you get nearby and you see lots of cops, you're in the right place.
But the cops come out and come by to monitor everything?
We have anywhere from 6 to 25 police cars there every night.
Good. Keep them coming.
We also
keep them wrapped
have
up. Make them watch.
a lot of counter protesters that come out there, which we've been dealing with it for 571 days. I don't give them any energy. We are there for our J6 Patriots. And
they say horrible things. They say horrible things, inhumane. You wouldn't believe it. They say they have like bands. If they have a band, the band will be up there. Ashley Babbitt should have been raped before she was killed. Yeah,
they say it right to her mother's face.
Yeah.
Good thing your daughter was shot. She deserved it.
Do you have tape of this?
Oh, absolutely.
No,
1791 Stormtrooper, which he's a live streamer that we've been there since the beginning.
I think you said it best a couple minutes ago. People don't see you. I know you were talking about the topography. I get it, but you were talking about more than that.
And there's also houses there. We try not to disturb the people that live there.
Yeah.
We don't disturb them. The counter protesters do, because they're so loud and violent.
No. That's. Can I ask? I mean, I noticed a couple of weeks ago that Elise Stefanik is now starting to call them hostages. I mean, do you feel like it feels like things are shifting? Okay. I mean, because that
they're
was not...
definitely hostages.
No, but what I'm saying is it's starting to get more, I don't want to say mainstream, but I mean, she's
more traction.
Exactly, yes. Exactly. She's the third ranking. Yeah.
And that's why I was saying that bill of Matt Gaetz that challenges that narrative can crack the top from another angle. If you're you come from the angle, we need a new investigation. No. But over here, Trump is not an insurrectionist. This is the bill. Well, yes, he was. Well, why do you say he was? And now suddenly, it from another side opens up this investigation. So that's why I think more people need to get behind his bill.
That's all we want people to do. Don't listen to us. Listen to the facts. Listen to the J6 Patriots that call us on the phone every single night.
It was only a week ago that I saw the footage for the first time, and I tuned in. I was watching live that day on Right Side Broadcasting and shit. I mean, I watched. There was pretty good footage of that asshole, bang, and ducking back into the office and stuff. Bird. So I saw that, but for the first time, just like a week ago, I saw the dude who climbs halfway up the scaffolding, pulls out a what is that, a 357? A revolver. Pow, pow, boom, boom, boom. Puts it away.
Informants that it was time
to vacate.
No, it was time.
Oh, to push. Because there was the die signal, too, where Epps and his crew, as soon as that went up, they were gone. After he pushed that sign, Epps had his hands on that sign.
Let me give you another little bit of information.
And everybody else that had their hands on that sign, it was like a beach ball at a concert. You're like, oh, what the hell is this? You're going to jail.
Our J6 Patriots in the D.C. Gulag did their own investigation, okay? They have still shots of the groups. They have them identified.
But getting off buses too, even.
Yes.
Yeah.
I encourage you, here's another one. Go to megamericans.com. There is...
Is that the parking lot where they're handing out the hats to all the Antifa guys?
No. Megamericans got the footage from our J6 Patriots. It is on his website. It is called the Gadsden Memorandum. I encourage everyone, go see it. Look at what they've written. Look at what they've identified. It's there.
Oh, there's too much. And you got the 27 silos of MAGA media, and they're firing in all directions. It's like if you guys would all target this every show is saying the same thing, and then we criticize it instead of freaking using it.
And I'll tell you something else. That patch is identified in those videos.
As being what?
Informants.
Oh, well, that's not me.
I get it. But that is an identifier that they have used for their group to identify each other.
Wow. Well, they're not going to steal it from me.
No, no. I carry the flag.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm an informant. What's the plan? Come here, fill me in.
Yeah. No.
I wanted you guys. Yeah, let's go. Where's the bus? Yeah.
I'm going inside. I'm getting out of the cold.
Yeah, I'm going to get my soda, and I'm going
Yeah,
inside.
wait. Yeah.
But yeah, definitely. Well, we'll get in touch.
Yeah. No, I'm all right to you.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And interesting, you said you were on the other side. Explain that to me a little bit.
God, that takes.
We're too cold.
It's chilly. No, I just heard your voice, Gail. Let's go. I'm hungry. I want lunch.
I haven't figured out how to tell it in 2 minutes.
I
Someday
understand.
will.
Okay, that's fine.
I was with a lot of people who I thought were good people who more or less shared our views, and it turns out they all sold out to the institution.
Sure.
And that was the benefit of all this is the institutions do have a lot of information. And when I left, I took it with me. But
good for you.
Yeah. No, that's helpful. But no, it was a real awakening.
Yes.
After 2020.
We're awakening. It's slow going, isn't it? It's slow. It's happening.
Can I want to hear just. Hold on a minute, you guys. Sorry, you guys. I was talking to Nikki Carey. We're heading back upstairs. Transmission should get a little better. I think we're gonna find Glory B and go to the car, get some lunch. There she is. I may go ahead and restart the stream. Ooh, Mickey is up. Sorry, we can't hear them. I hope we can hear them. Transmission went down.
Sure, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Appreciate you, brother. It takes a while just to jump it around. Welcome back to this Real American Voice News Break, live from Cpac 2024. Ashley Babbitt, most of you know the name. She is the face of January 6th, one of the many faces. And her mom, Nikki Wissoff, is here with you now to talk more about the nightly vigil that happens not just for your daughter, but for all the political prisoners. Talk with me about it.
We have a nightly vigil outside the DC jail for 171 nights now. We stand outside. You know, our American patriots that are still being persecuted behind the events of January 6th. Sing the national anthem every night at 9 o'clock. We're there to sing it with them. Anybody that wants to join us, 1901 E Street. We're there every single night. You know, we need to stand up for our people that have been politically persecuted. And we need fair and just trials. It's not our position that we have to believe in line, but we want the government and the police behavior that they put held as accountable as our American citizens are.
571 straight days. That is a habit. What keeps you doing that night after night?
Well, my daughter was an amazing American patriot, and you know her life was so rich and accomplished so many things that you know I have to be in pursuit of justice for everybody as well as my daughter because that's what keeps me going. Justice for the American people. Because I'm not anymore with my daughter's daughter.
I want to give you the roses while I can while I'm here with you. We were talking, you were saying, this is for your daughter, but it's bigger than that.
It's absolutely bigger than Ashley. You know, so many people are sitting in jail right now, sitting enhanced misdemeanors, getting 7.5 years for showing up on the ground. No violence against police, people going to the Capitol. Many people did, but many people didn't. And some of these people have 7.5 year sentences for merely showing up. Victim and parading is one of the charges. You know, if you don't accept a plea deal, they enhance your charges and they supersede your charges and put more on. So there's really a going to trial tax. So we're asking Congress to go in here and observe what happens in these courtrooms as American citizens' rights and thinking is violated.
Well, we appreciate all that you do and continue to support you. How can people support you? How can people support you?
You can go to forashley.com. We have lots of links to lots of sites. You can also go to Patriot Mail Project. You can find any single G6 detainee and you can donate to the commissary. You can write a letter and tell me that it's not been forgotten by this country.
We appreciate all the work that you've done. Thanks so much for being here. That's going to do it. Let's get you back to the Charlie Kirk Show.
Free J6!
Awesome.
God bless.
Beautiful, Nikki.
Well done, baby.
Thank you. Oh, wait, my purse. All right. Do I get that?
You did
I
great.
understood everything you said. Because I think it was.
You got a lot of extra.
Yes, you did.
No, you only had like, and it was understandable. When you were talking about I love y'all from Taylor. I was going to do an interview. Oh, nice. Did you forget it? Make me get it. Oh, I'm so glad we got up here.
That was fantastic. And our Mr. Ivan.
Who was walking around on a cane.
Yes.
Oh, I posted it up.
So what's the consensus? Is he allowed to walk around with the cane?
Wait, watch this. Is it live?
Yes, John.
Let's do it, Ivan.
Big Daddy Kane.
Woo! Nice job, Ivan.
You just can't keep the man down. Let's just
That's right.
I gotta go gracefully.
There you go. Look at that knee going.
I've been released from PT. I know you have.
Amen, brother.
God bless you.
Amen.
Just don't climb up any trucks anymore. Oh my gosh.
Ivan, I did send you that video, by the way.
Which one?
Oh,
that was you.
Yes.
That went nutso with Steve Bannon.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was me. Did I get the message out or what?
I sent you a clip of, or a photo of you up in the back of the truck with the guys. It was a good shot. So I sent it from your, your text message. So, oh yeah, Jennifer is Glory B. Glory B is Jennifer.
For in Virginia Beach.
Yeah. Please don't do that anymore right now. I'm talking about climbing up the back of the truck.
That's pretty amazing.
Go up there.
That's
You
pretty
might give me a
amazing.
heart attack, man.
Let's start doing stairs, huh?
How's it feeling?
Good. I'm not on any pain meds.
Good for you.
That's a good thing. All right, God bless you. We'll see you later. We're going to lunch.
I got it. It's like football. It's like games like 25 to 2.
You don't have to come if you don't want to. I'm ready for lunch.
No, I am too.
Okay.
And the gentleman in the hat with Ivan is going to try and make it to the vigil tonight as well.
Oh, I'm so glad. Okay.
Well, that was a great way to end the stream.
Yeah, it was. And so this video, I will post it later. God bless you all.
We are
Glory be
going
God.
to
We're at
go have
Cpac
some lunch.
2024 in Washington,
And we
DC
will
at the
be
Gaylord
back
Hotel.
shortly.
It has been
Love you
day
guys.
3, and
Thanks
it's been
again for
interesting
joining us.
experience.
Make sure you give the video a thumbs up. Share it out. Get our message out there. I love you guys. Bye for now.